Hello, guys. It is High Priestess Jamila. Good afternoon. Happy, I think today is Thursday. Hello. So, I'm going to do what I call an almost personal reading, and this is where I kind of go deep. This is going to be a past life love reading because I believe that when it comes to obstacles in your love life, sometimes it's important if you feel a connection to your past life for you to look at the past life, okay? For you to look and see what happened to possibly find answers about your love life, okay? So, welcome to the channel. All of you new folks, newcomers, hit that subscribe button. Um, if you guys need a personal reading, my Cashapp info and the link to my Etsy shop is below. Hello, chatters. I don't think that I do have my glasses, so I'll be able to see you guys' chats. Hello, Princess Cass. How are you? Hello. All right, so let's get right into it. I've got the Pagan Tarot deck. And I've been using this deck forever, like, because I hadn't used it that much before, even though it looks really badly used. I didn't use it that much. Can y'all hit the thumbs up for me? Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels. Show me what is going on for the Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The Aries love life, current, past, and future. Thank you. Okay, hold on a second. Uh-oh. Oh, thank you, goddess. Somebody just cash at me. Thank you. I love you. Okay. Interesting. I feel like at the moment, many of you Aries have possibly met somebody new just recently. The Two of Chalices comes up at the current. Keep in mind, this is a past life reading. So this is going to be for July, but it can also be for current. Okay, so the July cards are going to represent the two cards that we have in the future. And then I'm also going to throw some oracles if needed. So the Two of Chalices comes up at the current for right now. So I feel like many of you guys have met someone new. What's coming in from the past is the Five of Pentacles, though, and the Ten of Chalices. So let's do some clarifying. Spirits, give me some clarity. So I feel like many of you guys are bringing some obstacles in from your past life with the Five of Pentacles showing up. Clarify this for the Aries. Yeah, the Star card is in the reverse position. This is definitely coming from, feel like your parents, and this could either be playing out in this lifetime or maybe it played out in the previous life. But I feel as though what's coming in from the past life is problems and issues, because the Star tells me that I feel like it's undiscovered gifts and talents that may be heavily in your family involving your parents, or either it could be either your twin flame or your soulmate that has that issue and it affects you. Okay, because the Ten of Chalices comes up. Now also I feel as though whoever this is that you're dealing with now, Aries, in the past, the reason why you feel so connected to that person is because you possibly had to leave home early in the previous life, and so you and this person had children together. Y'all had children together, as indicated by the Ten of Chalices. So this person possibly comes in like now, or they came in the recent to distant past, could be the last few weeks or last 5 to 10 years, and they have sort of um, completed your family, okay? Even, especially for a lot of you single mothers. So this person came in and, they sort of became a parent to your children that were possibly abandoned, okay? So I feel like this is the case for a lot of you Aries, okay? And so right now, I feel like at the moment, the two of you feel the closest that you have felt. Now, if you are single, I feel like many of you Aries are feeling really, really good, really balanced, and you're feeling a lot of self-love at the moment, okay? Now, in July, what I can tell you to look forward to in July, the Ten of Pentacles comes up. So I feel like many of you guys are you're going to possibly get married, or either there's going to be some kind of financial blessing, or either both. Okay, so I do see good things coming up. Maybe even possibly could be pregnancy. Could the Ten of Pentacles can indicate the birth of a child, or either like from another perspective, it represents grandparents and ancestors. Okay, so this could be possibly a gift of prosperity that is being given either with you or your partner, but there does seem to be some people that felt that they should have had that, so then they're going to come for you, because the Magician is actually in the reverse position. Okay, so I feel as though, especially those of you that get married, I always tell people, when you get married, do a hex remover, because somebody surely has hexed the marriage. Especially if you have one of those church weddings, they always ask, and I don't even know why they ask this, I guess. Whoever doesn't agree with this union, speak now or forever hold your peace. Well, they don't usually speak, but they go and they hex your marriage afterwards. So many of you guys need to know that, especially some of you younger people. I was actually going to talk today about how there's so many people practicing witchcraft, people that don't even know you, that you don't know about. So, it could, I can find out who it is. My guess is that it's someone from inside of your family. I do feel as though there seems to be some sort of sickness over your family, to where if love or something good happens, somebody tries to dismantle it or destroy it. This is something that seems to be happening all the time. And I feel like many of you guys were not seeing that, in particular if you've had relationships that have ended in the past. But I do feel as though once someone does something to you, especially somebody that is supposed to be close to you, it's very difficult to go back to that. So many of you guys need to also let go of any guilt, and I feel like you have. You've let go of that. You like, I don't want to hear what you're saying. It could be somebody in particular. What happens a lot, which happened previously as well. It just because everybody's living in the same house don't mean nothing. But basically, what would happen is that if the relationship, something would happen, and that person would do too much, then it's a violation of trust that's very difficult for another person to get over. Okay, also some of you Aries may have forgiven people where they may have done something unforgivable, which, you go with what makes you feel right in your spirit, as long as that person is taking responsibility, because for the Magician and the Star card, they're both in the inverted position. It represents magic that could be done where people don't even see it. Like, for example, when your grandmother or your mother says, oh, ain't none of these men worth no good, ain't none of them no good, it ain't gonna work out. That's a hex. So a lot of people can be inadvertently, just by being negative all the time, of course that's gonna tear down. It's gonna tear at a person. Let's see what this magician is doing coming up in July. Spirits, what is it? What messages do you have? Can you close the door, Jacob? Thank you. Yeah, many of you guys just recently got back together with somebody. It could be a new twin flame connection. Somebody in July is trying to tear the relationship apart, and they will be using black magic. Yep. Now, on a more serious note, one of y'all are supposed to be a sacrifice. Either you or your partner or both, and that's the reason why the relationship has to be hexed. And that doesn't matter, but you can tell the Six of Chalices is reversed. Definitely somebody unhappy. Could be somebody from your past that's been attached to you for a while that you may not be paying attention to. The Seven of Swords is in the reverse position. So you can tell that in July, I feel like what the relationship is going to go through is unhappiness, general unhappiness and distrust. And now I feel as though both of you are going to be very clear on this. Many of you guys have, I'm seeing an Aquarius, okay? And air sign people can be very tricky in relationships with them because they're very cerebral, and so I feel as though whoever it is that you're in love with, they have an issue with, we don't like to call it weak-mindedness, but they have an issue staying grounded, and they may believe a lot of things that people say. They don't really have quite a handle on their mind, and so they make a lot of mistakes. So that's how you can tell there's been difficulty in the past. And then, but also the Novice of Swords does represent a spirit or an energy that definitely is carrying this out. Now, I do feel as though some of you Aries are dealing with a person that is the sacrificial lamb, and they kind of submit to it on some level. Now, I also feel as though, the two of you are aware of it, okay? Or maybe they're aware of it and they're trying to communicate this with you, but you're not listening. You're just upset. So Aries people can have an issue with that. So be careful with that. If your lover or partner is trying to talk to you, you should listen to them, okay? Now, many people do not realize how much magic is affecting you. Now, you can look back on past relationships where it's been years and years, and if you don't have any desire to be with that person, then, but if you're feeling like the people that you actually love and can see yourself with, and you know what I'm saying, and things are happening that you don't like or don't want, then you got to pay attention, because I do see a black magic practitioner, either a water sign or an air sign. And then also I can see your partner sort of being very susceptible to this energy and kind of going off into that Aries. So, spirits, what? So it could be either or, to be honest with you. Spirits, what advice do you want to offer to the Aries on this situation? We're going to look at the Witch's Wisdom Oracle. You guys got the Litha card, okay, which represents intensification. So hello, y'all better get in on that summer solstice. So Litha comes up, and then you've got the magic circle representing protection. Protecting what you have, protecting yourself. And then also the air card representing imagination is in the reverse position. So spirits is definitely saying, that in the month of July, you or your lover or partner, whatever you call them, you guys are going through these negative thought processes that don't even exist because somebody is casting something on you. And I feel as though whoever they are, the work that they're going to be doing on you, they're going to be doing this work on you during the solstice, which makes no sense. That's why this person always got problems. Like, why would you do that? That's just like asking a crazy person why they crazy. You don't even have to explain it. So I feel like there's a lot of things that are going to be presented that are not real, causing trust issues that the two of you have to fight through. Okay, and then you got the Secret card, the Book of Shadows, in the reverse position. So what I can pick up on is either it's definitely a group, more than one person, at least 5. Okay, and this very well could be people in your family. Just to let y'all know, I mean, I hate to tell y'all that a lot of people don't want to think that, and they be like, family first. But you know, if hey, I'm gonna tell you something. You can have some despicable people in your family doing shit, and they ain't gonna never tell you. Because if they have to tell you, they gonna have to kill you. And they'll tell you that they can't tell you. I told y'all about them secret societies and all that stuff. There's something hidden beneath the shadows that you guys got to pay attention to. You can tell that you and this person love each other with all your heart. The 10 of chalices is in the upright position in the past, so you can tell that the reason why the two of you are thinking about your children together and you guys are making a lot of love and stuff is because you guys had children in the past life. But you're also pulling in this negativity and this problem from the previous life that has something to do with being disconnected from the divine source. You know? Let's throw a couple of more cards out. We're going to use all 3 of the oracle decks. Let's see what the Kitchen Witch, what is it called? Witch's Kitchen Oracle deck. By the way, guys, I highly recommend these decks by Barbara Michael John Free. And I believe that, yeah, Flavia Kate Peters. These are excellent oracle decks. I love them. These cards definitely do speak to me. Okay. So you got the Time card, which represents courage. So, you know, this means that a lot of you guys, and I feel like this is mainly for the Aries, is where a lot of you Aries just kind of say, I don't want to do it. The Apple card comes up, and then the Reconciliation card in the reverse position. So this is definitely a reconciliation with a twin flame. I feel the energy between the two of you is that you can heal each other because the Star card comes up reversed. But see, there's too many limited spiritual beliefs, okay, that is being given from the ancestors and the parents and the grandparents. And see, that's a problem. That's a problem because the one thing that I can tell you is that times are meant to change. So even in the previous life, looking more at the past, let's look more at what happened in the past from the beginning to the end of the relationship. Spirits, what messages do you have for Aries? So you got the 10 of Swords. So again, that starts with the foundation of the trauma bonding that you did, and that's okay. That's okay that you did trauma bonding. I feel as though a lot of you Aries may have suffered from abuse in your family, especially from your father. Verbal abuse, and then also mental abuse. Mental abuse is not just a verbal lashing. Mental abuse is what the thought processes are of the people around you. Okay, 2 of Wands reversed. The High Priestess reversed. The Hierophant upright, a lot of chaos being caused by things being hidden. Again, the High Priestess comes up again. So you're getting a repeating message. You got the High Priestess reversed. You got the Apple card upright. And then you got the Book of Shadows, representing some kind of secret information that you don't know. Narcissism, meaning that the situation is not going to change. So you had to leave home at an early age before it was time. This was in the previous life. And I feel as though this right here is really a sibling. So many of you guys have issues with a sibling, and this came from a past life. Whether or not this is a parent that was reborn as a sibling, I feel as though it was a male energy that was really toxic, okay, in the previous life. So there was a lot of fighting, a lot of disagreements, okay. So this just goes on and on. At least the Five of Wands is in the upright position. So your children got hexed in the previous life. What else happened, spirits? How did it end? What messages do you have? Okay, so the Two of Swords reversed. Initiate of Swords reversed. Elemental of Chalices reversed. So it was not a good ending. It was not a good ending. And then you're back at the new beginning, at the beginning. So it wasn't a good ending. It was not a happy ending. The relationship ended in the past. Y'all ended up co-parenting the children. Okay. Let's do a final card and then we gotta move on, y'all, to our next live. So it wasn't a good ending, but Spirit is saying that you can have a new beginning. But sometimes fate is fate. Let's see what we get. Spirits, what messages do you have about the relationship that Aries is going to be dealing with in July? So spirits keep saying to fight for love. The determination card comes up. I think that in the previous life, that's not what was done. And I think spirits is saying that you need to change that around. You can tell that there was somebody that didn't approve of the relationship, probably wouldn't approve of any relationship. So the sovereignty card comes up. And then the last card that comes up is the destruction card in the reverse position. So I feel like the relationship is going to go either way, but more than likely, if you don't put the energy into it, Aries, it's not going to happen. Okay? So if you're not putting your energy into it, and if you're not actually, if you're just like, you know what, screw it, then, you know what I'm saying, then the relationship is not going to work. But you have to remember also that you're being puppeteered. You're not actually experiencing freedom like you think you are. You're doing exactly what the people that want to control you want you to do. Every move that you make. So think about that, because sometimes I feel as though, especially with this Hanged Man card, I feel like this is where a person is being puppeteered and they know it. So what I feel that what spirits is saying is that you've got to remove the outside influences on the relationship, especially as indicated by the Two of Swords in the reverse position. There's too many outside influences. So remove those outside influences, and it's okay to do that. You know what? I never had any siblings, but if I had a brother or a sister, you know what I'm saying, I would leave them alone, let them do what they do. You know what I'm saying? But some people just can't do that. So I feel like you need to realize that either the relationship is going to happen whether or not people approve of it or not. What makes you happy? You have to ask yourself what you want and then go from there. Okay? This sovereignty card coming up does represent that spirits are saying that you may not even have the freedom to make that decision at this point because, you know, somebody else is determining the factor in the relationship. You need to get away from all of that by yourselves and see how the relationship works that way. Okay? But definitely can see some issues and some problems. Not even more so with cheating or anything like that. I do feel as though the two of you are going to have a suspicion of cheating that's going to be totally unreal, but it's going to seem like it's real. You probably did go through the same thing around July, 100 years ago. Or it could just be, the situation playing out. I do believe that things that are related to time does come up at the same time. So I do feel as though starting around the 4th of July, things are going to start making a negative turnaround, and then you're going to feel like you're at mercy to somebody else, and then also being judged through the relationship, being judged because of the relationship. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys need me for a personal private reading, you can cash at me at $Psychic Jamila. Also for consultations. My summer reading prices are $30 for half an hour, $60 for a full hour. And it's $60 for consultations, okay? Any extra time has to be paid in advance at $1 per minute, okay? I love you guys so much. I'll see you later. Hey, Orion's daughter. It's your sun. You can look at your rising, moon, and Venus. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus, okay? All right, guys. I will see you guys in a little bit, okay? Take care.